Hi, welcome to Cat Dad Gaming. Today I'll be playing Scarlet Hollow again, episode 2 this time. Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm gonna lie, I did kind of go back in and play chapter 1 again with different character settings and stuff. This game's so good, like, it's so good. This has to be one of my favorite games around at the moment. So I'm really hyped for this. I really hope you guys like the game. Seriously, go buy it, go play it yourself. It's great. There's like 100 billion different routes to take. Good stuff. So, I'll leave a link in the description so you can find the game for yourself. And if you like the video, consider liking, subscribing, leaving a comment. It's all good, and it really does help the channel grow. And with that, let's get on with the game. Ooh, that's actually really handy. Would you like to see a recap of episode 1 before you start episode 2? Let's click yes. It's been about a month since episode 1. The long lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late night stops and CD depots that felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of Pearl and Scarlet, your cousin's mother and your aunt, seemed like something you should ignore, considering the rocky relationship of your family. Yep, Tabitha! Woo! Welcome to our family estate. Unfortunately, it's a wreck. They're poor now. Don't go wandering, it's dangerous. Yeah. The opossum, Dustin! Afraid, friend. I love how the opossum's in the recap. Avery, they have the best sense of fashion ever. I love this shirt. So Stella's a YouTuber who I think is insane. She seems to have like no sense of self-preservation. Gretchen is the best. Who is a good little potato. Ah yes, we have the ditchlings who seem to be parasitical entities who are laying babies in animals. Oh, and Duke. Poor Duke. Now god dang it, there ain't no skunk apes in this forest. I'm really sorry, Duke. Come on, whatever your name is, grab that flashlight and help me line up a good shot. Oh, sorry, America, really once again. God damn it. Rough. I actually did a replay through of chapter 1 where I didn't save Gretchen. Like, I know it's like weighing up a life of a person versus a dog, but in that one, she takes the gun off Duke and shoots Gretchen herself. It is rough. And they have like a nursery in the forest where there's like all the dogs of the town are piled up and seriously, go check out some of the other like routes you can take. Good stuff, good stuff. The police, who seem to suspect me more than anything else, and Wayne, who might be a ghost. Yeah, Wayne might be a ghost. Yeah, Wayne's weird. Also, we just remember there was 2 people living in the mansion, as the opossum said, even though Tabitha said there was only her. So there's something going on there. Sybil, I think something's a bit weird. She comes across as really nice, but I'm a little bit suspicious of that. I think something a bit suspicious of her, and she's obviously a witch. I'm not sure if she's growing weed in the corner. And Kanika. And then we went home, didn't touch the dolls, went to bed. From the relative safety of your cousin's uncomfortable guest bed, the events of the past evening seem like something that happened to someone else. Though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments. For now, you're safe. And you're warm. Okay. Let's get on with it. Woo! So, Tuesday morning awaits. Jesus Christ, that was just one freaking day as well, wasn't it? Wake up. The music's so good. I love it. You open your eyes. The sun has risen. The birds are singing. You are still alive, and for now, you are safe. For now. Alright. Your gaze wanders across the room, to the window and the woods beyond. You wonder if the monsters are lurking there right now, just beyond the trees, ready to pounce as soon as you leave the crumbling estate. A familiar unease settles into your gut, tangling into a knot of anxiety wriggling as the events of last night play out in your head. Yeah, Duke, you know. Just watched a man die. That's rough. You can't help but remember Duke, slumped against a tree. Pieces of him scattered across the clearing. Oh. You're not sure if you'll ever feel okay again after what you've seen. I can bet. But you can't stay in bed forever. Hunger pulls you from the clammy depths of the mattress. So what we got? Explore. Check on Dustin. Poke around the closet. Look out the window. Text Stella. Get dressed and head down to the kitchen. So let's check on Dustin. And most of these explore options don't progress the story. You open the drawers to check in on Dustin. Hi, buddy. Oh good, he's still here. Oh, he's eating bread. Human is back. Good morning, Dustin. I see you have a bread now. Have you met Frou Frou? Can I talk to you about something horrible that happened last night? Can I have my clothes back? Just checking in. Oh, I'm going to talk to you about bread. I see you have bread now. He's so cute. Yes, Dustin found a bread. Dustin also ate a bug last night. Good night for Dustin. Have you met Frou Frou? My monster. Can I talk to you about something horrible that happened last night? Human can always talk to Dustin. Oh, what adorable little dude. What happened? I watched a man die. The woods are full of big scary monsters. That one. Dustin understand. Wood is full of big scaries. When Dustin gets scared, Dustin pretend to be dead. Good advice for human, maybe. Can I have my clothes back? No, you keep the clothes, Dustin. It was nice to catch up, Dustin. I'll see you around. Okay. You gently close the drawer. Poke around the closet. Is that the one with the ghost doll? Yep. I mean, I don't know if this is a ghost doll, but look at this. This screams ghosts like... Alright. Great. The doll didn't move during the night. Excellent. And I didn't touch it, and I will not touch it. Maybe it isn't haunted after all. Though after everything you went through yesterday, that's hardly a consolation. You turned back to the rest of the room. Alright, let's look at the window. So the window looks onto the garden, which was creepy. Oh. So that's probably Wayne or a ghost, but Wayne from the weird thing on his head. Any other playthrough when I went in the garden, I got dangerous vibes. You creep towards the window, careful not to be seen by whatever might be lurking in the garden. Wayne. And I really like this black, I don't know, it separates the foreground and the background. Yes, background. And he's gone. For a second, you thought you saw movement. It could have been an animal. It could have been something else. Whatever it was, it's gone now. So in every picture since towards the end of the last game, there has been ditchlings in almost every scene. So yeah, keep your eye out for ditchlings when you're about. Maybe you'll head out and investigate after you finish waking up. Text Stella? You check in with your new friend. You can't imagine she's holding up very well. Yo, what up? Hey, how are you holding up? Hi. Send pictures of a tired cat you found on the internet. It might take her a minute to get back to you. In the meantime, get dressed and head down to the kitchen. Time to start your day. Hooray! You're back in the kitchen. Frou Frou eyes you from her favourite spot on the counter. Her pupils dilate and her tail twitches. I will pet you, Frou Frou. I see. You are still here. How unfortunate. Explore. Excuse me, ma'am. May I pet you? Pet Frou Frou. I don't want to be here either. Have you noticed anything weird around here? Do you know anything about ditchlings? Gretchen sends her regards. Silently glare at her. Ignore. I'm going to ask if I can pet you. Excuse me, ma'am. May I pet you? I believe we have been over this. Sorry, France. This filthy pair of hands will not befoul my fur. Oh! What if I just do it? No. Even if I did, why would I ever tell you anything? Oh, the sass! And the picture of the sass. And for the record, no, I don't. Now stop bothering me. Hey! Tabitha! Hi, Tabitha. Do you know the police called me this morning? Yeah, I told you someone died last night. You didn't seem to listen. You've only been here 1 day and you've already had a run-in with the cops? Explore. Did the cops say anything about Duke? We were chased through the woods by monsters and you're worried about cops? There are monsters in the woods, we need to leave. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Ah, no one is safe. I really had a rough night. Can you cut me some slack? Wow. What can I say? Trouble follows me wherever I go. Duke's blood is on my hands. Oh, I'm sorry. Can I hang out with you today? What's the plan for the day? Is there anything I can do to help out? Say nothing. Did the cops say anything about Duke? Did they find the body? Body? They didn't say anything about a body, but apparently he never went home last night. It's because he's dead. And they had quite a few questions about you, Liam. Yep, easy suspect. Oh yeah, the skeleton hand as their pointer. So good. And before you ask, don't worry. I told them that you're an upstanding citizen. Oh, Thank you for the vote. Thanks for having my back. You know, I didn't do anything right. You seem unfazed. Thanks for having my back. Sure. Smile. What is family for? This is the best smile. It's so good. Tabitha, you are the best. I want us to be friends forever, and we will not flirt with our cousin, even though that seems to be an option that some people have done. Bad people. Bad. So, we were chased through the woods by monsters, and you're worried about cops. There are monsters in the woods, we need to leave. Let's just say, can we hang out today? Can I hang out with you today? At the mines? No, I've got to get to work. But just stay out of trouble, alright? I'll try and be back by sunset. I expect you to be here. So I don't know if you've played Hades, but if you ever get far in Hades, you can go into his room, and he just has like a room full of red capes. And slight spoiler, sorry. But some reason I just have the feeling that Tabby has an entire cupboard full of brown waistcoats and shirts and jackets and stuff. But stay out of trouble. I expect you to be here by sunset. Okay. I don't want to hear complaints. Just do what I ask and we won't have any more problems. No guarantees. Tabitha takes a few steps towards the door. Oh, sunset! Yes, Mum. Your cousin huffily exits the kitchen. Her footsteps fade down the hall, ending in a characteristic creak, then slam on the front door as it opens and closes behind her. Once again, you are the only human in the estate. I'm not sure if I'm the only human in the estate, because once again the opossum said that there were 2 people, but if one of them is a human, or maybe he was talking about Rofru, but I don't think so. No, he said 2 people. It seems you make a habit of bad first impressions, no? You sassy ass. The cat chuckles mockingly. A text from Stella. Oh, it's another tired cat. Poor Stella. Hope you're holding up okay, or as good as you can with all the stuff we saw last night. That's true. I was up most of the night on cryptid forums. Of course you were. No real answers yet. I'm at the library now if you want to join. I have scones. What? Okay. Someone from America, preferably if you're from the south of America, 30% of my viewers are from America. So I'm hoping someone can tell me, what the heck is a biscuit? Because I basically assumed that biscuits were scones. If she's now offering scones, that means biscuits are different to scones, and I have no idea what biscuits are again. We've gone full circle of biscuit confusion. A biscuit to me is a cookie. Scones? Say no more. Cool, on my way. I'll be there in a bit, still waking up. After last night, hell no. I'm not really feeling up for it today, ghost her. I'm still waking up, but I'll be there in a bit. And that's that. Time to start your day. Explore, make a PB&J. Ba-ba! Sure, Stella might have scones at the library, but scones are later. PB&J's now. You quickly scrape together the ingredients and gobble up a delicious breakfast. I'm glad I didn't have to make a new one from scratch. And that's that. Explore, investigate the garden. Okay, so let's explore the garden, but there's something unnerving about the garden, especially if Wayne isn't there. As your eyes wander to the garden door, you shudder, remembering the brief glimpse of something you saw from your upstairs window. Oh, it was probably just a raccoon. It was just the wind. But the uncertainty of what you saw gnaws at you and compels you to investigate, if only to prove that it was nothing. At the very least, you don't see anything now. Investigate further? Hell nah, go back inside, let's investigate. I've saved it. So that was our bedroom, I think, or that one. So we're stood where Wayne was. You wander further into the garden, trying to pinpoint the spot where that thing had been lurking, if indeed there had been a thing to begin with. Explore, take it all in. The garden's peaceful, but undeniably eerie, yeah. Music does not help. Here more than anywhere else, you're surrounded by the ghost of what this place used to be. A greenhouse sits in the midst of the overwhelming greenery, unreachable from years of neglect. That's going to be something in there. Its glass clouded and cracked. Statues reach out from within seas of weeds as if begging to be rescued. That's very nicely written. And most strikingly, behind a pair of rusted metal gates, at the very peak of the mountain, sits a graveyard. Okay, Scarlet Graveyard. You can just make out a few of the headstones, the Scarlet name carved deep and proud into their faces. You notice what a good view someone would have of your window if they stood where you're standing right now. That's creepy. Check the ground for clues. Oh no. Let's take a screenshot. You crouch down, pushing aside the greenery to examine the soft earth. What is this gloopy stuff? A boot print. A big boot print. And what looks like some kind of viscera. Your thoughts turn to the spectre from the night before. So Wayne is a ghost. Ha! They snapped a photo just like me. See? Great mind. Text it to Stella? Yeah, hell yeah. Look what I found in the garden, across from my window. No way that's Tabitha sized. You head back inside. Time to figure out what to do with the rest of your day. Head to town. And the music goes happy now? The walk back to town is much less pleasant today than it was yesterday, when you didn't yet know what the woods were full of. Monsters. And strange men who know your name. Yeah, I do like walking though, so I think this would be a lovely walk in real life, except for the monsters and stuff. You stare anxiously into the darkness between the trees, searching for any signs of movement, but the woods are still, at least for now. Continue down the path, yeah. The autumn-tinged mountains, sprawling for miles in every direction, now feels less like beautiful scenery and more like the walls of a cage. Your phone buzzes in your pocket. Jeez, that's creepy. All the more reason to come to the library. Stella sent you an image. Hey, Kanika. Look who I found at the library. Said she was up all night thinking about the video. Adding you to the group text. Hey, I've been accepted. Though I hate group text in real life. I'm only here because it's quieter than the store. Or was, lol. And I'm trying to figure out what animal that could be. I don't buy into this harbinger of doom stuff. We know what animals they are. They're ditchlings, and they are harbingers of doom. Sounds like they're having fun. Dang, I need those scones. On my way. Lol, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'll be there soon. Can't wait to solve this mystery. Ditchlings aren't real, Stella. Send a heart emoji. Told you I'm out. Don't reply. Dang, I need those scones. Be right there. Almost back to town. You make it to town in one piece. No creatures jumped out at you. No scary men blocked your path. The sight of other people is comforting, helping you forget the things you've witnessed, as if they happened to someone else. Oh, hey, Liam. Hey, Avery. Dude! Seriously, Avery, they have the best shirt! Look at this! We were just talking about you. I stopped by Sybil's to pick up her new tea blend, and well, you're the biggest thing to come into town since the coal mine. Folks have been absolutely buzzing about you. I really like the music in this game, it's so good. You went out with Stella last night, right? Sure did, Avery. Did something happen out there? She barely even waved when she walked by. Tell Avery the whole truth? Lie, Duke got hurt. Lie, nothing really happened. I'm traumatized and not ready to talk about it. Geez, nosy much, I hardly know you, say nothing. I think we'll tell Avery. Stella and I went into the woods to try and find a skunk ape. But we ran into something way worse. Actual monsters. Sybil said that they're called ditchlings. But whatever they are, they killed Duke. I believe it said Duke was killed by an unfortunate accident. So they didn't technically kill Duke. His trigger finger did from the achievement I got. And have been mutilating the local wildlife. Now that is true. Whoa, whoa, slow down. Duke is dead? Sure he is. It's true, I'm afraid. That's awful. Has anyone told Bo? Yes. He's taking it as well as you can imagine. I'll be going up to check in on him today, the poor lad. Oh yeah, your dad's dead, he died to a monster, and no, we haven't found his body. Oof. I can't believe you had to see that, Liam. Tell you what, I'm on break for the next half hour. How about you swing by the diner? Winnie can fix you some of Sybil's new blend and try to calm your nerves. It's chaga and lemon balm. I'm not into chaga stuff. It's always helped me on the bad days. Why were you winking? I don't know. And if you need to talk about what happened, I'm all ears. You know what, Avery? I think you are cool and we will chat, but I'm not going to drink that tea. Anyways, it's up to you. See you around, Liam. See you, Sybil. Take care now, Avery. Confidant. I better get back to it myself. Alright. Okay, so I'm already suspicious of Sybil. I've said this a couple of times. Now, scenes like this I find are very interesting. Like, they tell quite a lot. It's like she's protective or suspicious. Like, she's looking over her shoulders for something chasing her or, shielding the truth. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but it's an interesting panel choice is all I'm saying. And it's 1 point on the more suspicion column. I'm glad I was able to catch you this morning, if only to see how you're holding up. Please don't hesitate to stop by if I can be of any help. Maybe I'm just suspicious because you're a witch, but I don't think that's the reason. Thanks, Sybil. Wait, do you know anything else about the ditchlings? Why doesn't anyone in town seem to know or care that a man died? Yeah. Why doesn't anyone in this town seem to know or care that the woods are full of monsters? Well, that's a little bit unbelievable. What is wrong with people? Why doesn't anyone in town seem to know or care that a man died? This town had a hard run of things, Liam. People here lead difficult lives. Their pasts are full of death. Oof. No one in Scarlet Hollow is a stranger to it. Kanika and Miles lost their father, not but a few years ago. It's quite sad. We've all just had to learn how to live with it in our own ways. As for your encounter with the police, people tell a lot of stories up in the hills, especially city folk. Who wouldn't know a bear from a Bigfoot? No offense, of course. It's fair. But I'm afraid that means most folks aren't going to take your claim very seriously. At least, not until they see what you saw with their own eyes. Makes sense. Be gentle with them, Liam. I'm so sorry to cut our conversation short. Suspicious. But I've got things that need tending to. Stay safe, and God bless. I mean, she seems nice. I don't know what it is. It's just something about her pings my suspiciousness. You probably have a bit of time before you're needed at the library. Explore, swing by the diner, explore, swing by the general store, head straight to the library. Let's go to the diner. The diner is a little quiet today. The air is still heavy with that tantalizing smell of breakfast. Explore, warn the patrons of the danger. There are monsters! Talk to Avery or leave. Let's talk to Avery. Coffee date. You slide into the booth across from Avery. Hey there, stranger. Damn, if only I was cool as Avery. Before you can exchange words, Winnie sidles up, a fresh mug of tea in hand. Heard you might need this. The answer to 29 down is oink, by the way. What? But the clue is pen sound. That's cool. How is that a sound a pen makes? Wait, pen like pig pen? Are you kidding me? How was I supposed to guess that? I don't know why you even bother with those things. They're just going to frustrate you. It's just something to do, fill the time. Maybe I should switch to Sudoku. I'm a big fan of Sudoku. I'm slow, but I'll get there. I have like 3 books of Sudoku I've just done, like when I'm on a train and, you know, yeah, that's good for downtime. Winnie leaves Avery contemplating daily newspaper puzzles, returning to her seat behind the counter. So, thanks for telling me about last night. If you want to really get into the grisly details, you can tell me. I won't judge. Explore? Try your tea? Nah. Explore, what if you don't believe me? Tell Avery about last night. Last night still feels raw, why don't we just talk? Explore, what if you don't believe me? I could tell you about last night, but what if you don't believe me? I'm not here to judge, I'm here to listen. Oh, you're so cool! Tell Avery about last night. You spilled the beans. Glad to have someone to talk to about the horrors you've witnessed. Wow, that's some heavy stuff. No wonder Stella seems distant. Monsters in the woods? I may not have lived here long, but I've never heard of anything like that happening around these parts. I can't say I like the thought of it. Now that I think about it, when the cops came in for their morning coffee, they mentioned something about going out to the woods to look for someone. I don't know if this is just because I've been doing more reading on screen, but the first few times I did it, I got a bit tongue-tied, and I found that the more I've done it, it's getting much more natural to read whilst like talking at the same time. Reading out loud on cameras, it's a bit weird, you know. It's not something you do normally. It must have been Duke. They seemed so disconnected from it. I figured it couldn't be very serious, but wow. What if the cops are in on it? They seemed weirdly suspicious of me. I'm sure they've seen much worse. Small town cops not knowing how to do their jobs sounds about right. I don't know, not from a small town. Remain silent. They seemed weirdly suspicious of me. I get it. They saw Stella's footage. They saw what happened out there. But it feels like, so far, all they've done is hound me. Hey, I don't know if it'd help your anxiety, but even if they think you did something, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't bother going after you. Those cops come in here every day, and I feel like I know them pretty well by now. And let me tell you, they have no follow-through. That's worrying. I can't tell you the number of complaints they've just, like, dropped after a day or two. Yeah, but that's different to a murder. And I'll vouch for you if they try anything. I hadn't pegged you as a transplant? I don't know what that means. Where are you from? Explore, do you regret moving here? You should get out of here before things get any worse. You should get out of here before things get any worse and take me with you. Let me know if you happen across any leads. Do you regret moving here? I don't think I have the choice to have second thoughts. I'm not going anywhere without Aunt Winnie, and there's no way she's leaving this place. What is a transplant? I hadn't pegged you as a transplant. Where are you from? I moved here from Charlotte. Gosh, 3 years ago now. Hey, let me know in the comments. Where is Charlotte? Maybe a little more. I've lost track. Aunt Winnie offered me a place to stay and a job, and who was I to pass on that sort of generosity? To be honest, it still feels like I just moved in. Oh, that's sad. Practically everyone, apart from the Cole folks, grew up in this town. So it's like I'm the perpetual new kid. Yeah, I can understand that. Don't get me wrong, folks here are plenty polite and friendly. But there's a shared history I'll never be a part of. That's kind of sad. Why did you leave Charlotte? I get it, I felt out of place all the time I've been here. It's not about you. I haven't felt like an outsider at all. Why did you leave Charlotte? If you don't mind me asking. No, that's cool. I was having some issues with my folks about my education, which wasn't great. Especially since I was still stuck under their roof. Oof. When my aunt heard about it, she offered me a job and a place to stay, and, well, the rest is history. Let me know if you come across any leads. We're on the case, but I hardly know where to start. Let me know if you hear anything. Definitely. Oh man, it looks my shift is starting. I hope you're doing a bit better. The diner is where everyone comes to gossip, so I hear a lot about what goes on around here. I'll let you know if anyone mentions those monsters, or anything else strange or unusual. Avery slips out of the booth, giving a friendly half wave before disappearing into the back. You leave the diner ready to continue your day. Swing by the general store. Is that where Miles was? This is your first time seeing the general store in the light of day. A young man sits at the table by the register, too preoccupied with his phone to care that you stepped in. You should leave town, the monsters in the woods. There's monsters! Hi, I'm Liam. If I wanted to buy chips or something, do I talk to you or what you doing on your phone? Hi, I'm old. What you doing on your phone there, buddy? If I want to buy chips, do I talk to you or... He sighs. I guess, yeah. Kanika decided to skip work today, so of course whatever plans I had, it didn't matter. Just take the chips, I don't care. Legend. Is that Naruto trousers? Paying for my chips, wouldn't I be stealing? Won't Kanika get mad? Well, she shouldn't have left me in charge while she's off doing whatever. If Kanika cares about running this place right, she can hire someone else and let me live my life. She inherited the store, and I don't want to keep getting suckered into working here just because I'm her brother. We make most of our money on bulk orders anyway. A bag of chips doesn't make a difference. I'm going to tell Kanika about this. I'm good. I'm not about to turn down free stuff. Sure. You grab a bag of salt and vinegar chips from a nearby shelf. It will sustain you in the coming days. Cool. I mean, it's like a bag of chips that were like 50p, so... Mal? You should leave town, the monsters are there. Hi, I'm Liam. I just got to town yesterday. Now you know if someone asks about the chips. Yeah, no, Mum told me. What's your name? Miles. What you doing on your phone? Oh, so cringe. Games. You probably haven't heard of them. Games. No, I'm sorry. I've never heard of games before. Sorry. Say Miles. He doesn't respond. Alright. See you later, dude. Sticky fingers. I mean, it's not sticky fingers. I didn't steal them. I take objection with this. If I took them without permission, that would be stealing. But Miles literally said, go ahead, I don't care. Take the chips. So I did. So that's like... I wouldn't say it's stealing. Right, let's head to the library. You enter the former town hall. Let's save. Candy. Let's see if a little kitten miss would like a candy. Oh, meow. Sorry. You started playing. Here you go. Candy. Candy. There we go. And you ran away. You enter the former town hall. Oh, hi. What once must have been a strange... Oop. What once must have been a stately foyer has since been converted into rows of shelves. Meeting rooms and offices long ago gave way to... Something is gone, the cat stood on the thing. It's a good place, apparently. Well, I hope you read that quicker than I did. Oh, hey! You made it. Settle in with Stella and Kanika, shush Stella, and point at all the books before heading over to her table. It's here, you dum-dum. Look. Look at the camera, look. And then we go away from the keyboard. Yeah. Good girl. And she's gone. Settle in with Stella and Kanika. You head over to Stella and Kanika's table and settle in. Richard! You made it. Glad you could join us. I agree wholeheartedly with Stella. I am elated that you're back. Aw, I'm elated that you're here, Gretchen. Did you send my regards to that foul feline? Sorry, Gretchen, I didn't get the chance. Sorry, Gretchen, Frou scares me too much. Lie. I didn't have any more candy for you, Sasha. Lie. Yeah, Gretchen, I totally remembered that. Frowning, give Gretchen a subtle thumbs down. Lie. Winking, Gretchen, give it a thumbs up. Ignore Gretchen, you're public. I'm sorry, Gretchen. Frou scares me too much to be your messenger. Sorry, Kanika. A slight misfortune, but entirely understandable. I've never met a beast as horrible as her. At least not before last night. Sasha, there's no more candy, baby. There's no more. Did you just try and talk to Gretchen about Tabitha's cat? I sure did. Come on, you're in the way. I did, sorry. It's not the first time. He talked to Gretchen yesterday and said some wildly insightful stuff. If I didn't know any better, I'd say he can actually talk to animals. One paranormal mystery at a time, please. Morning, Liam. You look tired. Damn, Kanika, you got a good style. My goodness, whatever happened to common decency? You can't go around telling someone they look unwell. You look marvellous, Liam. Oh, Gretchen. And also, Gretchen has a heart on her collar, just like Sasha. Snitch on Miles. Haha, yeah, the estate isn't the easiest place to get it. Good 8 hours. It was hard to fall asleep last night, all things considered. I think that one. I'll sleep when I'm dead. I'm pretty amped up, actually. I've never done a Scooby-Doo before. Kanika, you can't just tell someone they look tired. It was hard to fall asleep. With all those dreadful creatures in every nook and corner. It is a wonder you even got a wink. I can't say I got a wink myself. Yeah, same. Anyways, I guess we should get started. Oh, before I forget, we gotta talk about that photo you sent me this morning. What, the cat? Oh, the footprints. I was like, was she gonna get offended about a cat photo or something? But no, okay, that makes way more sense. Like, alright, Kanika, check this out. Liam found it in Tabby's garden this morning, right in the line of sight of his room. What in the world is that liquid around it? It looks like pus. Well, I'm glad it's pus. Explore, talk to animals. The opossum that lives in my dresser says that 2 people live at the estate. Yes, this one. I'm not going to read the rest. That one. The opossum that lives in my dresser says that 2 people live at the estate. Ah, so good. I thought he might not have realized her land died, but I wonder if this is who he was talking about. Why are you doing crazy howlies? Tell Stella that I was the one who broke Mr. Jingles. Maybe then she'll finally understand the connection that you and I share. I don't know what that means. Kanika and Stella silently glance at each other. Gretchen wanted me to let you know that she was the one who broke Mr. Jingles. What? His name is Dustin. The sooner the two of you realize I can talk to animals, the faster we'll be able to solve this mystery. I'm serious. Haha, just kidding. Gretchen wanted me to let you know she was the one who broke Mr. Jingles. Oh my god! You actually can talk to animals, can't you? What? Mr. Jingles was the name I had for that little snake toy Gretchen had as a pup, which she broke. I kept asking who broke Mr. Jingles, like I didn't know it was her. If this is going to be a recurring bit, I might as well play along. But you're cool. Do you think it's Wayne? Those boots are too big to be Tabitha's? I can't say I'm thrilled at the thought of someone watching my room. I don't know if there's a connection to what happened in the woods, but it felt worth texting Stella about. Say nothing. Do you think it's Wayne? That creep who keeps coming around my mum's tea room? He snuck up on us last night and called out Liam by name. And those boot prints match up with the mining getup. And I'm glad the two of you had me there to protect you. Aww. Whoa. Apparently I missed a lot last night, huh? Demon! Demon! She's running through the house growling now. Yes, the candy was too much, and now she's on a sugar high. I wonder if there's any connection between that guy and what happened in the woods last night. Like what? I mean, I don't have anything specific, but we do have that whole prophecy of impending doom angle to explore, and this photo is weird. I can't stop thinking about those splatters on the ground. If he's sick, maybe it's from the creatures you encountered. That's very possible. Maybe Wayne has been like half, globulized by the ditchlings. Hey there, strangers. Damn. And literal stranger. Booksmart, your library is incredible. Introduce yourself, remain silent. Booksmart. I can't imagine how much work you have to put into maintaining this sort of collection. Oh, thank you. Hey, Oscar, this is Liam. You know, Tabby's cousin. Demon! Chill out. Or I should have known you were a Scarlet. You look so much like Vivian. Not that I knew her very well. I was still a little kid when she left. But that Scarlet resemblance, it's strong. I'm Oscar Gutierrez, Chief Librarian. Well, only librarian. Oscar's amazing. He practically built this library from scratch. This is cool. Chill out, will ya? Yeah, I'm a little jealous of what the kids around here get to grow up with. I don't know how good they have it. Back when I was in elementary school, all the library had was a couple of shelves of boring books donated by old people. You're all too kind. But speaking of kids, have either of you seen Rosaline around town? Well, as a kid in my high school, I ran around and ran into a bookshelf and completely broke it. Now looking back, it makes a lot of sense because I had ADHD, but yeah, my dad had to come in and buy bits of wood and fix the whole shelving unit. Seriously, Slasher, will you stop being a demon? You're a demangel. Demangel. I don't want to be a helicopter dad, but she hasn't been answering my texts, and I wanted to make sure she isn't getting into trouble out there. Sad. You know the crowd she hangs around with. ... Ooh. They're good kids at heart. I'm sure they're just up at the old Maxwell place doing teen stuff. I went up there plenty of times in my day, but I'll be sure to keep my eyes peeled. Explore? What's the old Maxwell place? I don't like the thought of teens getting up to mischief with all those ditchings in the woods. That's quite true. I'm sure she's fine seeing nothing. Let's do the explore. What's the old Maxwell place? It's this great old abandoned spot. We used to hang out there when we were teens. Can't believe I used to be so reckless. The floors there were like Swiss cheese. I should really have a talk with Rosalina when she gets home. I don't like the thought of the kids getting up to mischief with all the ditchlings. Yeah. I don't like the thought of the teens getting up to mischief with all the ditchlings in the woods. Ah, oh, this beat. Ditchlings? That's actually why we came in today. Have you ever heard of them? They're a cryptid, and seeing one's supposed to mean a disaster's around the corner. Doesn't ring a bell. Dang, worth a shot. Okay, if you were, say, trying to predict a horrible disaster that might befall our town, where would you start looking? Smart question. Oh, she's got a little ditchling drawn. That's really cute. Well, they say history repeats itself, so I'd probably try and figure out what sort of disasters this region typically falls prey to. That's very smart. Should I be worried about something? I don't know yet. I'll be right back. Gonna go nab some more books. Behave while I'm gone, Gretchen. Oh, you don't have to worry about her, Stella. You're such a good dog, aren't you, Gretchen? Oh, here, have a biscuit, old gal. Oh, Oscar, you're so cool. And you have a fabulous beard and mustache. I am jealous. Mine's okay, but look at that fabulous mane. Well, ain't you the sweetest thing on two legs? Nom, 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 nom. Gretchen inhales the soft biscuit, drool leaking from her toothless mouth as she swallows it whole. I'm pretty sure Stella's barking up the wrong tree, Oscar. I don't think you have to worry about any horrible calamity befalling the town. But she's right about the weird stuff. There's definitely something unusual going on out in the woods. I don't believe in the supernatural stuff, but the woods aren't safe. A man's already dead. That might be the other one. Something that we can't get to the bottom of. Whatever's out there in the woods has been brutalizing the local wildlife. Get out while you still can. Run for your life. A man's already dead. I'd say it's plenty reasonable to play it safe. I'm gonna try calling Rosalina again. I'm sure she's fine, really. Rosalina's a smart kid. She knows better than to go around getting into trouble, and we'll make sure to keep our eyes peeled. Thanks, Kanika. And Liam, if you see a 13-year-old girl with a black braid and glasses, would you let her know her dad is worried about her? I will. Oscar anxiously wanders off, phone in hand. Aw, poor dad. Got him. Just grabbed a whole mess of local history books. Stella sets a massive pile of books on the table and pulls up a chair. Oh, research time. This is going to be so much faster with the two of you here to help out. Got our snacks, our source of documents. Let's get this research party started. Are these scones? Looks like quiche. Okay, that looks like quiche to me. I mean, maybe they're just different words for the same things, but like, yeah. Reading awaits. Oh. Book Smart and Explore. Flip through Historical Buildings of Scarlet Hollow. That one's the one I'm going to choose, but Explore. Flip through Veins of Scarlet Hollow, a history of the Scarlet Hollow coal mines. Explore Silas Scarlet, soldier, woodsman, leader. Appalachian folk monsters. Alright, so let's do the historical buildings. Just the thought of reading a book like this would probably put most people to sleep. I love knowledge. Give me all the knowledge. I'll read anything. But you've got a mystery to solve, and to solve it, you need to know everything there is to know about this town. Alright, so we got Explore and several options. The Scarlet Estate, the Hiram Scarlet Hospital Memorial Hospital, the Scarlet Coal Mines, the Tremaine Homestead, the First Baptist Church, Town Hall. Alright, so let's go through in order. The Scarlet Hollow Estate. Oh wow, that is much nicer than what it looks like now. There's no trees, there's no falling off a cliff. The Scarlet Estate, inaugurately the most striking piece of architecture in Scarlet Hollow, and the most elaborate and elegant estate in the region prior to the construction of the Biltmore in 1895. Andrew Jackson Scarlett chose the location to be atop a hill in Scarlet Hollow's geographic centre, so that it might be seen from the town below. I shall look down upon the peasants. It remains a constant reminder of the family who carved Scarlet Hollow from the wilderness and provided wealth and prosperity to its residents. Scarlet Memorial Hospital, first used as a field hospital during the Civil War. It was named for Silas, Scarlett's eldest son, who perished in the bloody conflict. It still stands at the end of what is now the residential district of Scarlet Hollow, and has served the health of the community for over 100 years. That's cool. I like the architecture too. In the late 1800s, as the town prospered from a coal boom, additions were built onto the house, and it was opened as a change of air clinic, bringing in prestigious clientele from around the world. They believed the fresh mountain air would do them well, and Scarlet Hollow became a tourist destination for patients of all afflictions. I actually watched a documentary about like rich people doing stuff like that. I'm pretty sure Kellogg had a resort like that, or someone like Kellogg's anyway. The clinic still operates to this day as a doctor's office and stands as a building of cultural significance. The Scarlet Coal Mines. The original mining facility is no longer standing, having been destroyed in the collapse of 1918. Ooh, that's not good. Though the new facility, outfitted with all the cutting-edge technologies of the industry, is in itself a fine example of practical construction. The first iteration of the mining camp was a true product of its time, and what few photographs exist are an interesting peek back at a different era. Is there going to be an issue with the mine? Is that the impending doom of the town? Seems like it might be. One can still visit the site of the original Scarlet coal mine, though all that remains are a few abandoned tunnels closed off to the public. The Tremaine Homestead? Situated on the edge of Scarlet Hollow's farmlands, the Tremaine Homestead was one of the earliest settlements in Scarlet Hollow, predating even the town's famous coal mines. For many decades, the Tremaine family maintained the largest farm in Scarlet Hollow, but a break in the family led them to split the land in two, and the homestead along with it. Despite the many changes made to the two halves of the Tremaine homestead in the subsequent decades, the original log structures are still visible and maintained to this day. I love log cabins. So in Finland, there's log cabins everywhere. Like, when I go away, we go to a log cabin. But there seemed to be this phase earlier in the years, like, 50, 80 years ago, where they actually boarded up all the log cabins and put wood panels over the side and painted them, I don't know. So there was like color, like red or blue or pink, whatever, But they covered up the logs. So they just look like standard wood houses. It's such a shame because logs are beautiful. They are undoubtedly the oldest buildings left standing in Scarlet Hollow. Explore the First Baptist Church. One of the first buildings, oh look at this bat, constructed by the Scarlet family. The Scarlet Hollow First Baptist Church still sits on its original foundation, though the building was reconstructed to accommodate the influx of citizens during the Scarlet Hollow coal boom of the late 1800s. Attendance has dwindled since the infamous mine collapse of 1918, and while the building may have fallen into disrepair, its simple vaulted ceilings still evoke awe to any who enter. Explore Town Hall. Silas Scarlet personally funded the Town Hall's construction as the first municipal building in the then small community of Scarlet Hollow. It has stood at the end of Main Street since before the Civil War. Its white columned edifice withstanding the ravages of the 1860s and continuing to stand to this day, a stunning piece of antebellum architecture. I'll have to Google that in a minute. Antebellum architecture. Antebellum architecture.
These pictures should match.
Oh, okay. I know what that is. After the town of Scarlet Hollow switched to a dog mayor system of governance in the 1920s, the building has been put to different use, though the upstairs still house the town archives and a special ceremonial office for events with the mayor. Why have you got a dog mayor system? I mean, I've read stories about places where like the mayor is like a cat that's like 20 years old and stuff, but I just don't get, like, it's just weird to me. So the mayor of Scarlet Hollow is a dog? You're done. Yeah, that's fair. You close the book and put it back. Flip through Veins of Scarlet, a history of the Scarlet Hollow coal mines. Forced into retirement at age 50 due to a war injury from his time in the Indian Wars. Exasperated by his short stint serving as a captain in the Confederacy, Silas Scarlet also lost his eldest two sons to that bloodiest of wars, leaving his third eldest son, Andrew Jackson Scarlet, to take charge of the mine. Under his leadership, the mine prospered, undoubtedly in part due to the growth of the railroad industry. Managed to evade the coal union for decades, making them one of the most profitable mines in the country. Andrew Scarlet built the surrounding town into what is today, with expensive stone buildings, a bustling main street, and overseeing it all, the elegant Scarlet Estate that was, until 1895, the largest and finest feat of architecture in the region. Culminating in the tragic collapse of 1918, it was found that Charles Shaw, the co-manager of the mine, had loosened security measures, cut costs to increase production during World War I, resulting in a fatal collapse and the deaths of over 160 men and boys, some as young as 10. That's awful. It's what happens when rich people get away with cutting corners. The casualties included Andrew Jackson Scarlet's son, Theodore, his brother Enoch V Scarlet, who had taken over for their aging father during the bustle of the war, managed to pull the mine from the brink of ruin, thereby saving the town. So this is how your family made its fortune. Oof. Flip through Silas. Silas Everett Scarlet was born to Colonel Everett J. Scarlet in 1818, one of 12 siblings. In the past, everyone's like, yeah, this is like me and my 15 brothers and sisters. He grew up in eastern North Carolina during a tumultuous time in the state's history, and not much is known about his life before he joined the army in 1836. He quickly rose through the ranks, in part due to his father's connection, but also due to a particular ruthlessness for which he received the nickname Bloody Silas Scarlet. The federal government granted the now Captain Silas a tract of bounty land in exchange for a service in the Indian War, and he settled into the hills of North Carolina in 1841. That land would become Scarlet Hollow. But it started as a simple log cabin built by Silas's own two hands, occupied by his family of 10. Silas, his wife, Mary, Joseph, Scarlet, and their 8 children. The logging business brought many workers and fellow landowners to the hills, but it wasn't until Silas discovered rich seams of coal running underneath the entire region that Scarlet Hollow was really put on the map. He saved what he could and bought the surrounding hillside at a great discount, cleverly hiding what he knew about the land's true value. Thus, he had all the resources to found Scarlet Hollow's now famous coal mine. What a pleasant fellow. Let's flip through Appalachian. It seems Appalachian and Appalachian is both correct, depending on your accent. Flip through Appalachian folk monsters. A few entries catch your eye. Explore and book smart. Mothman. You were wearing that t-shirt yesterday. A humanoid creature whose sightings are said to be tied to supernatural events. Well, considering I literally have just played Moth House, let's click this too. All hail the Moth King. The Mothman is a large flying creature generally described as humanoid, with glowing red eyes. It was first spotted by a couple in West Virginia in the mid-1960s, and was encountered in the region several more times in the following years. The Silver Bridge collapse of 1967 has been linked to a series of Mothman sightings, and it's said the presence of the creature served as some sort of omen, or was a catalyst that led to the disaster. There's no more candy! You ate the candy. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna let you settle. This is where I wish I had a second camera, because I would love to have a second camera set up here. This is why I'd love to get monetized. So I could have another camera set up just for cat cam, and then we could have a camera just of the cat. See? Reasons for monetization? Cat camera. Alright. But you are sat on the mouse, so I'm gonna do this. This has since become an important aspect of Mothman, with sightings of this cryptid often taken as a sign that some great misfortune is soon to follow. This has since become an important aspect of Mothman, with sightings of this cryptid often taken as a sign that some great misfortune is soon to follow, yeah. Booksmart, the Jersey Devil, a wyvern-like creature that haunts the New Jersey Pine Barrens. Can you get out the bin? Though the Pine Barrens, this place was... So, Sasha has a thing where we had a leak a while ago in the sink, so I set up a bucket to catch the drips before fixing it. Every single time the bucket would leak, she would come in and just knock the bucket over. I'm talking like, full on liter, like 30-litre bucket or whatever. Sasha got into this habit of basically attacking buckets. And ever since then, if the bin bag below me has no bin bag in, she thinks it's a bucket, which I guess it technically is, and will attack it. But as soon as there's a bin bag in, she won't attack it. So it's kind of cool, except for I'd kind of lazily just placed the bin bag on the bin, and I was going to get around to it later, and I just never did. Yeah, bucket attack. Dush. Though the Pine Barrens, this place where the creature is said to have been born, are far from the Appalachian wilderness, sightings of the Jersey Devil have been documented all throughout the forests of the eastern United States. According to popular legend, the Jersey Devil was born to a woman named Jane Leeds. Leeds, upon realizing she was pregnant with her 13th child, and daunted by the task of giving birth yet again, cursed the child in her womb, proclaiming it would be the devil itself. Though born a normal child, it quickly transformed, gaining a goat or horse's head, large bat wings, and forked devil's tail. Kicking at the family and lashing out with its tail, it flew up the chimney and out into the night, disappearing into the Pine Barrens. The Jersey Devil is one of the oldest cryptids in North American history, with sightings spanning back through the 1800s all the way to the origin of the myth in the late 1700s. I don't particularly believe in cryptids, but I love reading about stuff like this. It's said to move with incredible speed, and is recognized by its high-pitched, blood-curdling scream. Explore Booksmart, Ginseng Babies. Roots said to scream like infants if dug up under the full moon. Oh, like in Harry Potter, the... Crap. Someone help me out in the comments. What are the things in Harry Potter they pull out in the mandrakes? That was it. It is safe to say life was hard in the South after the Civil War. The land and its people had been ravished by conflict, and many turned to unusual industries to get by. One such industry was that of the ginseng diggers, or sang diggers, as they're colloquially known, who eked out a meager living for themselves by digging up and selling wild American ginseng. Myths surrounding sang diggers were plentiful, but most prominent among them was that of the ginseng baby. It was said that if you dig up a ginseng root on the night of the new moon, it will cry like an infant and leave blood in the earth when torn free. Oof. The parallels to European mandrake myths are clear, and it can be assumed that this myth arose from cross-pollination from European migrants. But perhaps on the night of the new moon, you should go out and dig up a ginseng root, see if it cries, and check the earth for its blood. For it could be that the myth spread not through legends passed down through immigrant families, but from the unsettling experiences of these Appalachian foragers. A particularly violent haunting in Tennessee. One of the most famous hauntings in North American history. The Bell Witch was a strange entity that plagued the citizens of the Red River region of Tennessee in the early 1800s. Many strange phenomena have been attributed to the witch through the years, but the most famous was the haunting of the Bell family. It started out as a fairly typical haunting, with unnatural sounds echoing throughout the house after sundown, and the appearance of a strange mammal that no one could identify or capture. Unlike other hauntings, though these acts quickly escalated to attacks on the family, and in particular the daughter, Elizabeth Bell, she was constantly covered in bruises from the spirit's abuse. That sounds like some clever way to hide domestic abuse. Don't like that. The spirit could frequently be heard speaking through the walls, its disembodied voice mocking the family and any visitors, and it eventually escalated to giving full-blown hallucinations to those dwelling in the Bell house. Though this haunting ended in the early 1800s, its activity continued in the region for many decades. It could be that the entity known as the Bell Witch may still dwell in the Red River region to this day. Hopkinsville goblins, small slivery creatures that besieged a farm in Kentucky. Oh, he's so cute. The Hopkinsville goblin case. Are these real? So, let me know if these are real, because some of them sound good. Like, the Mothman? Yeah, I've heard of that, but I haven't heard of this, you know. It was a supposed close encounter with extraterrestrials in the 1950s near Hopkinsville, Kentucky. During the incident, 5 adults and 7 children arrived at the local police station claiming that a group of small chrome creatures had besieged their farmhouse for hours. When police arrived on the scene, they found bullet holes and spent shells, but little else in the way of evidence. Skeptics suggest the family had simply misidentified a group of great horned owls. Even so, the incident remains one of the most thoroughly corroborated and documented cases of extraterrestrial contact. Wampus cat? I've heard of Wampus cat. Often linked to the Cherokee legends, some cite the Wampus cat as originating with the story of a woman who sought vengeance against a monstrous cat demon for driving her husband mad. She hunted it down, and by wearing a bobcat mask, tricked it into using its own vile magic on itself, freeing the people of their region from its evil. Others say the creature comes from the story of a woman who wore the pelt of a wildcat to witness forbidden hunting rites. The hunters of her village gathered to perform the rites, and she watched in secret from underneath the cat's pelt, but was soon discovered. For her indiscretion, she was fused with the pelt and transformed into a creature that was neither human nor cat. Full Metal Alchemist. Forced to wander the wilderness alone, feared by all. Her calls are those of great sadness and serve as a warning to anyone who dares go against tradition. Tommyknockers, yeah. Tommyknockers knocking at the door. Tommyknockers originated in Cornish mythology. They did, yes. I actually know about this because they are both good or both evil depending on the view, and then there's obviously books and stuff written, you know. So originated in Cornish mythology, spreading to the United States when Cornish immigrants began working in Appalachian mines. They're named for the knocking sound that can be heard from seemingly within the walls before a cave-in. According to some, the knocking serves as a benevolent warning. There we go. Others believe that the creatures take stolen hammers to supports of the mines and collapse them on whoever is unfortunate to still be inside. See? So good and bad depending on what you've read. They are traditionally thought to be impish leprechaun-like beings, but some claim they are the spirits of dead miners. Oh. Forever cursed to haunt their final resting place. That's pretty sad. Talipo? A small creature with a long tail and wide yellow eyes. I don't know that. What is it? Talipo? There was a hunter who lived in a tiny cabin in the middle of the woods, all alone with his hunting dog. One night, after a particularly bad week of hunting, both their stomachs were empty. The hunter spied something out of the corner of his eye. Some small creatures had gotten into the cabin through a hole, and before he could even figure out what it was, he'd drawn his gun and fired at the thing, his hunger guiding his actions. Oh, it must be Talipo then, because there's a tail. But it was quick, and it ran back through its hidey hole and out of sight, leaving only its long black tail shot off by the hunter's rifle. Guess this will have to do, he said to his dog, and he threw the tail into a pot to cook a soup. Yeah, makes sense. Like oxtail stew. Or oxtail soup. He and his dog ate well that night, the tail filling them both up. The hunter crawled into bed satisfied, and his dog curled up at his feet. Yeah, maybe he should have tried moth soup. He woke up to the sound of long nails scrabbling across the wood. Ooh. His dog was nowhere in sight. Oh no. And only a rumpled spot on the covers where he'd been. And in the gloom, he saw two big yellow eyes staring right at him. I want my daily po, a high horse croaked from the darkness. Go away, he screamed at the thing, but it stepped closer to him. Still shrouded in darkness, the sound of long claws dragging across hardwood, accompanying its movements. I want my tailipo, the creature growled again. I'll get my dog after you, the hunter squeaked, his voice catching in his throat with fear, but there was no dog to be seen. No. I want my tailipo! Before the hunter could so much as scream, the creature leapt from the darkness, long claws stretched out towards the hunter. No one is sure what the creature did to him that night, but the next morning, all that remained of the hunter, his dog, and his cabin was a chimney standing alone in the woods. You're done. You're done. You close the book and put it back. Yes, I think I'm done. Let's check in. If we're going with what Kanika's mum told us last night, Lawmaster, hey, I think we can rule out any natural disasters as what brought the ditchlings here, but not nuclear incidents. Looks like our state has a history of those. What about y'all? Find anything? There's a handsome cat. Look at his face. Before you can respond, a handsome black cat leaps onto the table. Stella quickly slams her book shut. Hey, Pixel. Oh, look at this cat. You get scritches too. You get scritches, yeah. You might want to close your book. He loves to rip up any paper he can find. A cat that loves to rip up paper in a library. That does not surprise me. Almost like the cat did the singular most awkward and frustrating thing that a librarian could have. Pixel, my dear friend, it's been too long. How have you been? Oh, so you do like cats then? I just thought you hated cats because, you know, your dog. But you just hate Frou-Frou because she's stuck up. Hungry. Did Stella bring the good stuff? Don't worry, little guy. I didn't forget your treats. Aw. Ah, yeah, snack time. Crunch, nunch, nunch. Sorry if Pixel's bothering y'all. Hopefully he hasn't gobbled up any of our books. He can't stand the thought that people might pay attention to anything that isn't him. That is very accurate. Explore, talk to animals. There we go. Hey Pixel, what do you think about the monsters we saw in the woods? I'm an indoor cat. I don't know nothing about no woods. I just hang out in the library, especially now that our house got haunted. Ooh, haunted house. Pixel says your house is haunted. Pixel says your house is haunted. What's up with that? How did you know? Liam is either psychic or he can talk to animals. It's a long story. Just roll with it. Well, we've been living in the library for a little bit. It's been great. Way more snacks, way more scritches. Except sometimes there's too much scritches. I love how cats give you a warning of pets, you know. It's one pet, two pet, claw. And it's like, what the hell was my warning? The claw was the warning. Hold up. What kind of haunting are we talking about? Unexplained noises, objects appearing in strange and unfamiliar places. Oh, Oscar, don't get our hopes up like that. Oh, it's nothing like that. The floor in my bedroom just keeps seeping blood. The blood from the video! Yeah! Alright. And I've seen a strange figure in the hallway a couple of times. Wait, you've seen a full body apparition? Can I see it? Stella, it's probably just a dirty pipe or something. But what if it is a ghost? It's totally a ghost, let's go bust it. It's worth looking into. And with Kanika, there's probably a very normal and very boring explanation. Let's go with that one. Y'all are more than welcome to check it out. Maybe tomorrow night? Yeah, we'll be there. Yeah, that sounds like a fun way to spend an evening. Can't wait to get spooked by some creaky pipes. Why do you let a paper shredder freely wander a library, leave Pixabee? Why don't you mind your own business? Have you seen this little guy's face? How could I say no to that? Yeah, scritch. Leave Pixabee. Aw, the cat curls up on the table, fast asleep. I'd better get back to shelving. Let me know if y'all need anything. Let's do the top one. Book smart and explore. Let's talk about historical buildings of Scarlet Hollow. Oh my god, you read that? That book was assigned as punishment if we misbehaved in my school. It's an excellent sleep aid. NyQuil and melatonin have nothing on historical buildings of Scarlet Hollow. Rumor has it that nobody has read it from cover to cover. You guys are missing out. That's one of my favorite books here. Such a rich history. Oh, Oscar. Oh. Guess we're just kindred spirits, Liam. Haha, I read the boring book. If we're serious about solving this mystery, we have to learn as much about the town's past. Oh, definitely. I bought this book here for a reason. I'm just surprised that someone finally got through it. When were you going to tell me the mayor is a dog? Oh, darn. I was hoping it'd be a surprise. Scarlet Hollow hasn't had a human mayor since the 1920s. Yeah, if you were hoping the mayor might be able to help us out here, you're out of luck. I'm afraid it's true. Mayor Jimmy is a rascal, and not to be trusted. Now hold up, Kanika. Can't Liam talk to animals? Maybe he can get the mayor to help. Stella, how would that even work? It's not like we can just tell people the mayor told Liam to listen to them. I can't believe I'm even talking about this. You're right though. You're right. Back to our mayorless drawing board. What happened to the estate? At some point, the hill it was built on started falling apart. I think it's pretty stable at this point though. Is it? Stella, you've seen the place. And half of it is still mostly okay. Why don't people go to church here? We've just never really had a good pastor around these parts. Not as long as I've been around, at least. And I'm not really much of a church person anyways, who has the time? The building gives off weird vibes too, and not in the fun haunted way. Ooh, what's in the church? Explore. Even the hospital here is named after my family. I know it's in the name, but calling it a hospital is generous. This makes me think of FTL music. If you haven't played FTL, play that, it's a good game, but yeah. Right now it's a one-woman medical clinic. If any serious emergencies happen these days, we've got to call an ambulance from out of town. That's where Reese and his mom live. Oh, your friend Reese, cool. She's the town doctor, though these days she doesn't really see a lot of patients. Explore the Tree Main homestead seems like the only thing here that doesn't have the Scarlet name stamped on it. Yeah, I think they've been around these parts even longer than your family, though they're the Tree Mains and the Calloways now. They literally split their farmhouse in half over this schism. Duke Rest his soul was one of the last two Calloways left. I guess it's just down to Bo now. I can't imagine what he's going through right now. That's all on this one. About the coal mines. About the coal mines here. ... Aha, someone's going down in the coal mines. Kanika visibly shudders. I get cold sweats just thinking about being in a place like that. I feel for the guys who work up there. I could never. Speak for yourself. I love a good crevasse. Explore. What happened after the mine collapse? The book just kind of glosses over that. Oh, there was a union for a little bit, but it didn't last. There's not a whole lot written about the past century here. Interesting. Yeah, the Scarlet Hollow mine isn't exactly the most ethically run business. Yeah, no shit. No offense or anything, I'm sure Tabby runs the mines better than Charles Shaw did. Still, hasn't let their union in though. Ooh. There's a reason she and I don't talk. Oh. Book smart, explore. History tends to be written by the winners. Maybe there's more to Charles Shaw's story. Normally, I'd be inclined to agree with you there, but we're talking about an old-timey coal boss. I'd be shocked if he wasn't cutting corners. Liam does make a fair point. Shaw was certainly a problematic figure, but there might be other details that were lost to time. I like Oscar, sure, but the guy was run out of town on a rail. And that's not a figure of speech. Back then, they actually tied you to a rail and ran you out of town. There's a big mural of it over on the far wall. It got off easy if you ask me. A union-busting mine collapsed from poor working conditions. Colour me shocked. Yeah, it's pretty awful. That's what the sculpture out front is for. Commemorating all the men and children who died that day. Oh, yeah. Every kid in Scarlet Hollow learns about the collapse of 1918. Our teachers love to emphasize how many children they had working down there. Probably to try and show us how good we have it, or whatever. Low bar if you ask me. That could be what the ditchlings are warning us about. Another mine collapse? Yeah, got it. Writing it down on this list of potential dangers. Yeesh, Stella, that's morbid. And besides, it was all Charles Shaw's fault. The labour market is way more strict now. And there's no way you could get away with this kind of security. There's no way you could get away with the kind of safety cutbacks he pulled. Y'all don't actually think the mine's about to collapse, right? No, I don't think so. Phew, had me worried there for a second. I hate to give Tabitha any credit, but the mine is safer now than it was back then. Still, what a horrible thought. I agree with Stella, maybe the ditchlings are warning about another collapse, What if the ditchlings are coming from the mines? What if there's something toxic in the mines poisoning town? Wayne seems sick. Not sure I agree with the whole collapse angle, but the mines seem important. The whole town is built around them. Ooh, mines seem too obvious, gotta be something else. Let's move on. Let's go. I agree with Stella. I really wouldn't put too much stock into that. Explore any local Rosalina. What was that you were saying about the nuclear incidents? Do you think there's a cult here? Ooh. Explore. Whisper. Do you think there's a cult here? Those cops were awfully suspicious, almost like they're trying to cover something up. Maybe the ditchlings were actually nudists doing some sort of weird ritual. Maybe the ditchlings were like summoned. A lot of folks here feel tense and closed off. The whole vibe of this town is off and it feels like folks are hiding something. Or maybe people here just aren't used to strangers. That's fair. Any luck with Rosalina? Not yet. I knew a teen would be a handful, but I didn't think it would happen overnight. I'll probably head out once you're all done and check in on her usual haunts. Nice use of haunts. Explore? Stella, what were you saying about nuclear incidents? You were talking about that Goldsboro thing, right? Yeah. Apparently in the 1960s, a B-52 carrying a live warhead broke up mid-air and dropped a couple of bombs. Holy shit. Fascinating bit of history there. The first of the 2 bombs landed upright after its parachute got caught in a tree. Thankfully, it didn't go off. That's crazy. At the time, the government claimed that the bomb was unarmed, but it later came out that the only thing preventing a detonation was a single electrical switch which had failed to trigger on the descent. And 60 years later, the second bomb still hasn't been recovered. Oh, right. Its conventional explosive disintegrated in midair, but most of the nuclear material was made unrecoverable by flooding. If I remember correctly, they just buried it and sealed it up. Damn. Sorry, did you say they buried it? Joel needs something dug up, because if so, I'm your gal. Bless you, Gretchen. Book smart. Goldsboro is over 3,000. Goldsboro is over 300 miles from here. I don't think we have to be worried about that. Yeah, that's fair. It wouldn't make sense for ditchlings to be here specifically if that was the case too. We also really shouldn't be looking too much into this whole disaster angle. Whatever those creatures are, they're biological. You never know with radiation. We actually know quite a bit. It just melts you. It doesn't make you monsters. And a 60-year-old bomb isn't going to explode on its own hundreds of miles away and kill us here. That's true. You never know. There could always be a whole underground society of bomb-worshipping mutants just waiting to blow it up. I've missed this. Explore. So, Silas Scarlet? Booksmart. What a revisionist biography. Really glosses over all the war crimes to paint a picture of a self-made man. It's a perfect example of why you should use multiple sources for your research instead of trusting the first thing you read on a subject. Good point. Yup, dude was a monster. Sorry you related to him. Oh boy. Oh, do you think that ditchlings are here for retribution? I get it, must be one of those haunted burial ground situations. This town is stuck in the past and built on atrocities. It's already practically collapsing on itself, no offense. He seems like a terrible person, but I don't see what that has to do with bad omens or creatures in the woods. Let's go with that one. I agree, we're talking about ancient history here. Yeah, we probably have better leads. It never hurts to have historical context. Talk about Appalachian folk monsters. Explore. Appalachian folk monsters. Let's explore the goblins. They were silvery small traveling pack. There's lots of similarities to ditchlings there. Those are 100% confirmed aliens though, are they? Unless the Hopkins goblins are just a couple of owls some drunk farmers saw at 3 AM. They're not aliens, and before you say it, no, ditchlings aren't aliens either. It doesn't matter if either of them are aliens, what matters are the similarities between them. The whole implementing thing we saw last night feels consistent with stories about aliens. Who's to say ditchlings aren't aliens? It seems more plausible than them being supernatural. All I'm saying is there's a precedence for this physical description. As a starting point, that one. Fair enough. Explore Wumpus cats. Wumpus cats kind of sound like they could be mountain lions, voiced like a woman crying out, somewhere between person-sized and cat-sized. Definitely, they are 100% mountain lions. No, they're not. Kanika, you know there are no mountain lions up here. I thought you were supposed to be a skeptic. Oh, Stella, one of these days you'll trust us. But the myths are old, right? Mountain lions didn't go extinct in the Appalachians that long ago. Those legends just haven't died off yet. Almost every cryptid can be tracked down to either a hoax or someone getting confused about a perfectly normal animal. Sometimes both, yeah. Bigfoot, for instance, started as a prank, then folks saw bears walking around on their hind legs and got freaked out, and now here we are. That makes a lot of sense, actually. You'll eat those words when I get the first clear footages of Bigfoot. If you manage that, I will print out a piece of paper that says Bigfoot isn't real and literally eat it, I promise. I'm holding you to it. These guys have a really nice relationship. Explore. Do you think the ditchlings are Tommyknockers? What with the whole warning thing? Good thought, but Tommyknockers live in mines. That's like their whole thing. I'm gonna write it down though. Tommyknockers are literally just the sounds that happen when a bunch of rocks and woods are about to collapse. That actually makes a lot of sense. Are they? Or are they the sound of mysterious creatures pounding on the rocks and support beams with hammers to cause a collapse? Yeah, definitely that one. There's simply no way to know. There's some striking similarities between Mothman and ditchlings, is there? Click it. Mothman, love that guy, yeah. There's a whole subgenre of cryptids that serve as bad omens, but the disaster angle is definitely a clear connection. Maybe Mothman is what happens when a ditchling is all grown up, but they're already reproducing, and they don't have wings, they're pale and blobby, and they have a certain caterpillar vibe, don't they? Why am I engaging with you this? Portents of doom aren't real. Why is the Jersey Devil even in this book? The Pine Barrens are specifically not in the Appalachia, because he's cool. The Jersey Devil is like the granddaddy of North American cryptids, and it's kind of close. Back when I was a kid, I always wanted one as a pet. Stella, that beast would tear you to shreds. I'm all the pet you need. Explore. My mum used to tell me that Taily Po story back when I was little. I can't believe I forgot that one. It scared me so bad I didn't eat soup for years. I thought a monster might try and dig it out of my stomach if I did. Oh, I freaking love soup. Might eat some for lunch. I love that one. There's this old chimney in the woods that I used to think was the chimney from the Taily Po. The one that was left after the thing did whatever it did. Now I know that's just because chimneys don't burn down and wooden houses do. Yeah, it's definitely true. That doesn't mean it's not the chimneys from a Taily Po. I've camped out there a couple of times and seen some pretty spooky stuff. Yeah, I've watched that video. You saw raccoons. You guys are such good friends, I love it. You're gonna get rabies one of these days chasing after wildlife like that. What can I say? I like to live on the edge. Wonder if there's any parallels between the Bell Witch, and the haunting of his house. That's a thought. We can circle back on that tomorrow. Please, for my own sanity, let's just stay focused on one paranormal incident. Which is why we're circling back on it tomorrow. Explore. I have never heard of ginseng babies before this. Oh yeah, that myth is pretty buried. The author managed to unearth it for this book. Come on, Stella. Get it? But seriously, whoever wrote this book definitely stretched things out so they could include some of their favourite stuff. Like how the Jersey Devil is in it. Have you seen what ginseng roots look like though? Creepy. Yeah, creepy but incapable of screaming. Yeah, but that's one of the things that even I don't buy into. Let's move on. Explore. Do you think Wayne factors into any of this? I honestly wouldn't be shocked. There's something seriously wrong with him, like I can viscerally feel it in my guts. Yeah, maybe he's sick. Maybe that has something to do with what you saw in the woods. I don't know. I'd buy it. Of course you would. Book smart. Mines are the obvious common thread around here. Between Wayne, the old collapse, and the fact that the whole town practically is being built around them, they're the smartest place to start our investigation. Good idea. There's an awful lot of mine-related stuff in my notes. We can poke around, find out if anyone's seen anything weird. Oof. Just to clarify, you two are suggesting we go to question some of the miners, right? We are not poking around unprepared in the actual mines, right? I think you're going to be doing that. Sorry, Kanika. dot. Right? It's the Star Wars meme. Right? Yeah, totally. 100%. I would never. We don't even have a good reason to go down there. I 100% don't believe you, Stella. Good. Let's keep it that way. You know how I feel about mines. I promise, Neeks, we're just going to question some of the miners. And if that questioning gives us a good reason to poke around, say a coal-abandoned coal mine, then we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. You can cross that bridge when we come to it. I am not going underground. I'm just messing with you. We'll stick to the surface. Yeah, and hopefully we can find out what happened to Wayne while we're at it. Maybe Tabitha can help us out. Yeah. Maybe? No. I don't think she'd be super jazzed to see any of us snooping around the mines. I can't imagine what she'd do if we actually bothered her while she's trying to run the place. She does get a little grumpy while she's at work. I mean, she gets grumpier at work. I'm pretty sure snark is that girl's baseline level of existence. Chatting over dinner might be a better way to get to know her. If you're okay eating boxed mac and cheese. Sure. We can sneak around the mines, no problem. I'll make sure to keep my eyes peeled for her. She won't even know we're there. Look at us, going out on a caper together. I've missed this. I missed it too. I mean, sure, it's not under the best circumstances, but I've been so wrapped up in running the store, I didn't realise how much I miss being able to hang out with you. Though, there is something missing. Reese. I really miss that dude. I can't believe how long it's been since we've seen each other. Have you seen him lately? Nope. I tried to plan stuff, but he's been too sick. Yeah, Gretchen said there was something off about his smell, so either he's got something like weird with him, or he has like cancer or something. Yeah, he's definitely really ill though. I didn't realize it was getting so bad. That poor guy. You know, we could just pop over and surprise him. He seemed excited to meet Liam. Maybe we'll finally get him to leave his little cave. Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, let's fucking go. Yeah. Alright, let's roll out. See you, Oscar. We'll let you know if we run into Rosalina. Thanks, guys. I'll keep you all posted. I like Oscar. Right. That was Scarlet Hollow. Once again, a really enjoyable episode. The conclusion part is really good. The mines gets a bit crazy. Jesus. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I certainly enjoyed playing it. I'll leave a link in the description so you can find the game for yourself. And if you liked the video, consider liking, subscribing, leaving a comment. It's all good. And like I said, yeah, next part I'll split. It'll be on Monday. So you don't have to wait a few days, not a week. With that, I hope to see you again sometime soon. Take care.